Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you with me today as we unbox yet another New Wave Toys Replicade. Today we have with us the Berzerk Replicade in quarter scale. I'm excited about this one. They've released many of these devices. I've collected them all and they just keep getting better and better with every revision. So pre-ordered this guy about 7 months ago, just showed up at my doorstep today. I'm really excited to take you with me on an unboxing and review of this machine. So let's get at it, guys. Get the razor knife and get this thing unboxed. All right, guys, so as you can see, we've got our shipping box. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this guy open and we'll get at it and see what this thing contains. Yeah, as usual, they give you a little sheet of cardboard so you don't cut through your replica shipping box that this would have came in. What they do is they kind of put it in a box that looks like what it may have been shipped in back when they shipped to the vendors and amusements. So this is what the box probably would have looked like. Got all your little warning stickers up at the top, instructional stickers. It's got your dimensions, the name of the machine, the manufacturer, and of course distributed by New Wave Toys, which is probably not what they said originally, but hey, gotta give props, and props are due. Okay, so as you can see, box, pretty nicely detailed. I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy out of here. Inside of the box, we've got our beautifully detailed retail box, wrapped in shrink and protected. Everything looks like it's in really good nick. I typically never have any issues with shipping damage with this company. They really go the extra mile to make sure everything's packaged properly and so that it arrives safe to you. Even these inner boxes, a lot of people like to collect them, me included. I've got all the original boxes for my Replicades, and so at some point or another, somebody else inherits them or whatever, they've got all the original stuff that came with. So that's kind of, I guess a lot of collectors do that. They like to kind of keep the original boxes in nice shape, and I guess I'm a part of that crowd. So let's get this plastic over here so you can see the artwork a little better. They really did a nice job as usual with silk screening on these things. As you can see, we've got new PCB action. This is a new feature that they've done on this particular Replicade, and I'm sure that the original game was the same way. This particular game had front access to the PCB board so that it can be serviced without having to get at the back of the machine. So there's literally a door in the front that houses the operating system, or PCB as you would call it, and they've actually made a replica PCB board, which I think is really cool. These new Replicades are actually coin op as well. It comes with some replica coins that you could drop in the coin slot if you wanted to have that nostalgic feeling of coining up your machine. So yeah, let's get this thing unboxed. But before that, I'll give you a nice quick view of all four sides. Again, it plays both Berzerk and Frenzy. So if you ordered one cabinet or the other, they've also got a Frenzy cabinet that's kind of it's replicated with damages that may have occurred, while these things were out in the field. So it kind of has that worn look. I chose to go with the Berzerk cabinet because I'm kind of not into that thing. I really like the machines to look pristine, and as they were when they rolled off the assembly line. So that's why I chose to go with the Berzerk machine. It also does state here it featured real coin op operation. Back here you have all the specifications of the machine, and I think 2 or 3 languages. And so yeah, got a bonus original XL joystick, and I think that's, from what I heard, that's for display purposes only. I'm not sure why they don't want you to use that bat top style control knob, but that they included as well. So I guess if you want to display it and make it look original like it came from factory, you can put that bat style joystick on there. So yeah, let me reposition my camera so you can see what I'm doing as I do the unboxing. All right, so let's get at this here. Got this here, really cool artwork. The box is like a satin finish, and some of the silk screening is actually satin, some of it's glossy. This Berzerk logo looks absolutely amazing. I'm really happy about that. The little packing materials. Of course, we got our goodie bag right up top, contains some stickers, the bat style joystick, and there is a note in here about not using the bat style joystick, and that's for display purposes only. We've got our Replicade power cord. It looks like we've got also a instruction manual in here that would simulate probably what you would get with the original machine, with the addition of some other instructions here. Everything is numbered on the control panels and anywhere where you can actually operate the machine or plug stuff in. Very, very detailed manual. You also get a replica power cord. I kind of just take these, stick them back in the bag and stick them back in the box. I don't really display mine with the cords, but you also are going to get this diamond plated or simulated diamond plate toe kick for the machine. I think I'm going to go ahead and install mine. I think that would look really cool. Also, they're giving you a lock bar for the coin door. Now, these were typically put on machines back in the day, because if this machine was in some dark corner in an arcade somewhere, this would prevent somebody from prying the coin door open and, you know, robbing the machine. It also comes with a little padlock, and these are actually made out of metal. That's pretty cool. They went the extra mile instead of getting you a plastic one. Also got our goodie bag with coins in it. Each Replicade comes with 4 Replicade coins, and these will actually work if you chose to coin up the machine with these. It'll actually accept those coins. And then here we've got our bat style top joystick. Set is for display only and not recommended for use. And then we've got a couple of stickers in here. It looks like we've got an Atari sticker, some sort of instruction label. Yeah, we've got a USB-A to USB-C charging cable. Of course, they do not provide a charging pack, and most people don't include the power supplies anymore. Everybody assumes that somebody's got a phone charger or an iPad charger laying around the house that they can charge us up with, or you can purchase one of their charging machines. They have a few different machines to choose from that look like Replicade token machines that have multiple ports in the back that would allow you to charge multiple machines at once while looking like a really cool display piece. If you have a mini arcade diorama set up in your house. So here it is, guys. Look at this thing. It's absolutely beautiful. Side art is this is silk screened on. Unlike the Frenzy machine, the Frenzy machine has a decal on it. It's got like a really nice textured surface on the sides. The back has a little metal padlock in the back right next to the speaker. You've got 2 USB ports for controllers. You've got the charge port, which is USB-C, and you've got an HDMI output. This power port right here is just for the Replicade plug that goes on the back. It's really just for display purposes. Not sure why they labeled it power. It could be confusing to some people, but this is a battery operated device. It does have a lithium ion rechargeable battery inside. It should have enough of charge for me to go ahead and power it up. So yeah, let's get this protective plastic off the control panel, or not the control panel, but the display bezel. Oh man, it looks like they did a really great job with the monitor on this. Yeah, it looks like a tube. They did a much better job with this one than they did with the Missile Command, and I forget which other machine had the convex plastic over the monitor or over the LCD screen that really made it look kind of weird. It was kind of hard to see the machine display at certain angles. So I'm curious to see what this one's going to look like once it's powered up. I think it'd probably be a much needed improvement over the previous models that they've released. Try to replicate that CRT look. Yeah, it's a little subtle, but you can tell that it is a concave design on the LCD monitor. So yeah, let's also, we got a little protective plastic over the control panel overlay. Let's see if we can get that off without any huge problems. There we go. Yeah, one of the most satisfying things in unboxing these things is just taking the protective plastic off of things to reveal that beautiful shiny surface underneath, right? So here's where we've got our our service door for the PCB. It says press here. I guess it's like a touch latch door, allows you to open it up. And then inside it's got, wow, this is made out of metal, a nice metal, actually maybe it's not plastic, yeah, it's plastic. It feels like metal. It's a really, really nice quality. It's a weighted piece, so yeah, this looks like a replica PCB board. You got your motherboard, you've got your sound boards, your power board, all types of different things going on in here. Of course, this is not a functional PCB. This is just for the sake of making it as accurate as possible to the original. And there's a little slot that this slides into. Slides in really nicely, very easy to pop in and out. Probably will pull that press here sticker out of there once I get it on display. And then of course you've got an opening coin door with an actual coin bucket down at the bottom that will catch your coins when you put them in. All right, give me a couple seconds, I'll get this thing powered up. Let's see if it's got enough of a charge to power up. Looks like the power light just went red. In fact, you've got the power button up top with your volume control and LED indicator for your power up top. Looks like it's coming to life. The marquee just lit up. Of course, we are greeted with the New Wave Toys Amusements logo. I'll show you as it's powering up what it looks like. Okay, it's going through its little RAM test that I guess these guys go through when they're initially powered up. And there we go. That's cool. So that's kind of like what it would sound like when it powers up. I've got the volume turned up all the way. Doesn't seem as loud as some of the other ones I have, but oh well. Oh, there we go. All right, let me change position so we can go through some of the features here and some of the menu options. All right, so here we have it. We've got it in a track mode right now. It will run through a demo of the game while it's just sitting idle. You can use the press button over here to coin the machine up, or use the left coin slot to drop one of the replica coins in there to coin it up and put a credit in the machine so you can play a game. Up at the top, you have a joystick right dead center. You've got ambidextrous fire control. So you've got a fire button here and a fire button here, depending on if you're lefty or righty. And then you've got your player 1 and player 2 buttons. I've got it coined up, so I'm gonna go ahead and play around, see how this thing functions. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit on the screen here, so you can bring you guys in a little closer so you can see what's going on. All right, player 1 start. Plays really good. It's literally like no input lag. The controls are very responsive. And let's try not to get killed by the evil Otto who is bouncing around on the screen right now. We can get rid of a couple more of these bots when we're on our way out here. Alright. And of course, he's there to taunt you if you run away from him, right? The second level gets a little bit harder because these guys start shooting at me. Oh, and I just got killed. Okay, I'll tell you what, it's very, very responsive. I really like it. And the display looks really good. I mean, it does have a bit of a curvature to it, you know, making it seem like you're using a CRT monitor. So it does have that curvature to it, but it's not quite as extreme as having that convex overlay on the previous models that they gave to us. So here we go. I just enjoyed my first round. It says you have joined the Immortals and the Berzerk Hall of Fame. Enter your initials. So this is where you can go ahead and use your joystick and hit the fire button to make your entries. And so you can put your high score in, and these things do save your high scores. So as you're putting in your high scores, they will stay. Once you turn the machine off and turn it back on, your scores should be intact. So yeah. Okay, so here we have the settings menu of the Berzerk Replicade. And there are some different options in here that you can access by using the joystick. In order to access this screen, you will press the player 1 and player 2 buttons simultaneously, which are located right here, and that will enter into this menu mode. From here, you can go use your joystick up and down to highlight the different features, and use your fire buttons to turn features on or off. The one and only that you wouldn't use the fire button on is the screen brightness, which is highlighted right now in red. As you'll notice, there's a little slider on the screen, and when I tap left or right, you'll notice that the screen gets darker or brighter. Up at the top, you have a marquee on or off, so you can choose to shut the marquee off if you choose to do so. I'll show you real quick how that works. As you can see, the marquee is on right now. If I go to the off position, it shuts the marquee off. So that's a pretty neat feature. I will probably leave mine on. I kind of prefer to have them on. You also have the options of turning scan lines on or off to make the monitor look more like a CRT. You also have a player 1, player 2 switch, which I'm not sure what this feature does, but I can't get it to change from off to on, so I'm not quite sure what the player 1, player 2 switch is all about. You also have a replicate attract mode, which means when the machine is idle, it will go through its demo mode and show you how the game plays, and also have sounds to go along with it. You also have options for bonus life, different points for bonus life. You've got 5,000, I think 10,000, 10,000, or 10,000 and, well, 5,000 and 10,000. And none if you don't want to have any free guys. And then out at the bottom, you have a little battery life indicator. Right now, I've got the Berzerk logo highlighted. When I press play, that gives you the option of choosing between Berzerk and Frenzy. And I can see now why. Okay, fire button will change it. No. I can see now why they don't want to use this bat style joystick. Okay. All right, so it's up, down, and down for return. So it's not like you would think left or right. I'm pressing left or right here and nothing's happening. It's kind of not really intuitive, but if you press up and down, that allows you to toggle between Berzerk and Frenzy, and pressing down again will return you out of this menu. Let's go to Frenzy mode and see what happens. I see the light flickering on the top. It looks like the machine is restarting. Either that or my battery's going dead here. Let's see. Okay, so it restarted, and now it is in Atari Frenzy mode. So this allows you to play both games. Both machines will allow you to play both Berzerk and Frenzy, so don't feel like you have to get both if you don't want to. Some people collect them, just because they want to have both style cabinets. Both machines work exactly the same. The only differences are merely cosmetic. So you can play both games. And I did go ahead and put my kick plate on. I want to show you what that looks like installed. And I also wanted to show you the coin door protection bar. So there you've got your diamond plate down at the bottom. And what I thought was a defect on this game when I first saw it was a little tricky. When I had this off, I noticed that there was this little nub right here and right here, and I'm like, why in the world would they do that? And then I thought to myself, oh, okay, the coin door bar has to be attached somehow. And I guess the reason why they made this out of metal is because these are two little magnets here. And so this is just magnetically applied to the machine, which I think is really trick. That's really cool. So putting this on and taking it off is a breeze because it's just magnetically connected to the game. It holds on there pretty well too, so don't have to worry about while you're carrying it around, the thing's gonna fall off. But you will have to remove it to access the coin bucket inside, which is not a big deal. Yeah, so overall, I think this is just a phenomenal addition to the New Wave Toys series. I'm looking forward to future updates and future machines coming in the future. I did notice, like when I'm in Frenzy, the marquee light flickers, and I think that's a attribute of the Frenzy cabinet, because it is a cabinet that looks like it's weathered. I guess they went ahead and also added the flickering light feature to replicate when, you know, the machines got older. Obviously the starters and the tube lighting inside of there would start to go bad, and you know, on some machines they would actually flicker. So they've actually went the extra mile and putting that feature in too, so that if you have the weathered Frenzy edition of this arcade machine, you could have that marquee light flickering. And it says right here, marquee flicker. Let me get a little closer to the screen here so I can show you what I'm talking about. The Frenzy's got its own set of options as well. So if you'll notice, you have a marquee flicker on and off, or marquee on and off. You've got marquee flicker, and the marquee flicker is 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or off. So if you don't want it to flicker, it won't. It's got set from the factory to flicker every minute. You've also got screen brightness. You've also got scan lines. You've also got your player 1-2 switch. I don't see that it does anything here either, so I'm not sure. I'll have to read up on that one and see what that's all about. And then you've also got your attract mode and your bonus life. This game has a lot more options than the other does. You've got 1,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, so on and so forth. So you've got a lot of different options so far as how many points you have to score to get a bonus life. So that is that. So again, if you want to change back to Berzerk, you go up to the Frenzy logo at the top, click on your fire button, and you go up or down to choose Berzerk or Frenzy, and then you hit the fire button. And once you do that, the machine will restart. So it takes a couple seconds before it can switch between modes. And you'll notice in a second, it'll go back to Berzerk. 1980 to 2023. I noticed that that's a little bit different than the original game. Yeah, so overall, I am really pleased with this machine. The control panel is really, really nice. The art on the control panel is silk screened on, so it's painted on, it's not a sticker. The artwork for the bezel is absolutely astounding. I remember these machines when they were new, and you know, I haven't seen one up close and personal as of recently, but this to me is probably the closest you're going to get in a 6th scale version of this game. It's just really, really beautiful. I am once again very impressed by the quality and workmanship that goes into this game. It doesn't feel cheap, nothing feels loose. It's just really the artwork. There's not a blemish on this thing. It's really well done. The only thing I really think I would have added or changed to this machine was up at the back where these vent holes are. I would have probably painted the insides of these so that they're not like showing wood. And I don't know, maybe the original machines were the same way, and I'm not sure if there was any kind of vent mesh back here. Typically arcade games that had some sort of a mesh up there to prevent things from getting inside. And same with the front, where the PCB door is. I wish they would have probably painted the inside. Oh wow, and I didn't even realize this. Let me bring you in here. With the machine on, when you open the PCB door, it actually lights up inside. How cool is that? That is really neat. All right, so I am not so mad anymore about the fact that they didn't paint this little seam in here, because that is really cool. Hats off to Do Wave Toys. They really did a great job. They knocked this one out of the park. This is probably by far one of my favorites to date. I am excited to see what they come up with in the future. And so yeah, this concludes my experience with the Berzerk Replicade X by New Wave Toys. I am again very happy to have this in my collection. It's going to be a great addition, and actually I'm going to have to build another shelf in my game room because I have absolutely officially ran out of room. I've got another space for an additional shelf, which I'll probably go ahead and install. this weekend. And at some point or another, I'd like to give you guys a run through of my game room and show you some of my other Replicades and numbskull toys, replica arcade machines that I have in my collection. And also, I'm probably gonna in the future do a walkthrough on my arcade build. I've got a multi-cade arcade that I've built that in a future video I'll go ahead and showcase and show you guys what I built and how I built it. So, but that's for a later date. Again, thank you guys for joining me. This has been a blast going through this with you guys. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Keep on gaming, guys, and enjoy the rest of your day. Take care and God bless you.